Welcome to virtual learning programs. For this Vlp Ias, today we are discussing a topic on geography. So let us start with geography. You have to know little basics of geography. What geography in the classical period, and what geography in this modern period. What are the main branches of the geography, and what are the names, what are the terms related to the geography. So first of all, just go through the basic facts related to the geography, then to the main part. Okay, so let us start with Indian geography. See, we are discussing basically we are most of the prelim questions are there, they are asking from Indian geography, and the world geography they ask for the main exam. That is a main trend happening, that is pattern UPSC is following all the time. And you can see in this slide, you can see geography, nature and the scope. That is the first point. And the left there is three trees, and the first one tree is related to the universe, second tree is world geography, and the third tree is Indian geography. So that's what I'm talking about, world geography and Indian geography. So Indian geography mainly for prelim exam plus mains, world geography is purely for mains exam. Okay, and before that, we are to discuss about the universe, galaxy, Milky Way, constellation, star, solar system, the planets, and in Earth there is life. So there is a combination of biosphere, that is lithosphere, hydrosphere, and atmosphere. So there is a tree in the left side. Okay, so this much tree we just discussed, and the next one is about the world geography. World geography. So world geography definitely, you know what, physical aspect, social aspect, and economic aspect. So physical aspect definitely mean continent, how the structure, the river flowing through the continents, natural vegetation, all, and social aspect, the race, the people living here, their trend, the people style, they are migrating, that point. And the economic aspect, the three things are there: primary, secondary, and tertiary economics. These are the main three sub-trees connected with the world geography. But the Indian geography, if we consider, there is three categories basically. And first one is physical Indian physical category, and second one is social. That means the social aspect related to that human development and all. And the third one is economic, definitely the irrigation, industries, transportation, communication, etc. So this is the ultimate point related to the Indian geography, the total tree. Now a little history. Okay, so what are the main important thinkers they deal with geography? You know what? When we consider the classical period of geography, definitely we have to remember the name Pythagoras. So Pythagoras is one of the first person who says that the Earth is spherical and it revolves. So that is the main you know what, recommendation, main suggestion of Pythagoras. And next one, the name is Herodotus. So Herodotus is a man. Herodotus he's talk about mostly about the history, and there is a delta formation in Nile. So these are the main findings of Herodotus, and he's also known as the father of history. And the next important one is Aristotle. Aristotle describes about the eclipse of lunar and solar and all. And next one is Eratosthenes. Eratosthenes is the man who find the angle of the noon. And the last one is Ptolemy. Ptolemy, you know what, he wrote a book on the geography. So these are the few names of those philosophers and thinkers at the classical period of time who describe some kind of studies in geography. And now let's talk about the modern period. These are the little history is not important anyway, but we have to know some important thinkers or related to the ancient history and also the modern. And one of the main modern thinker was is Bernhardus Varinus. He wrote a book, that is highlight point. His book is called as Geographia Generalis. So, and he also, you know what is the main point like this man is he recognized the need for the geographical knowledge. So this is the classical and modern geography, and now we are talking about the branches of geography. So during the 20th century, more attention has been paid to the systematic studies of the geographical data, basically, and definitely as a result of there are lots of branches came into existence, based on regional concept, human geography and physical geography. Okay, so you can see here in this slide, you can see there are six branches for geography now, and that is physical geography, human geography, systematic geography, mathematical geography, and regional geography and cartography. So let us discuss one by one. So when we talk about physical geography, it is a study of relief. Relief means mountains and all. It is a study of relief, soils, structure, and definitely this physical geography is divided into a number of branches. As you can see in this tree shape, physical geography, it is geomorphology. First branch is geomorphology. As the name indicates, it is study of earth structure and the features of it. And the second one is, you can see, geology. Geology is the study of rocks and the study of the glaciers and all. And the absolute glacier study is in glaciology, and seismology is connected to earthquakes. Hydrology, as the name indicates, is connected to the rivers, lakes, etc. And the fluctuation of water table, all those things are comes under hydrology. And oceanography is exactly for the branch of hydrology, and it is a branch where dealing with ocean tidal waves, ocean floor, etc. And the next one, it is the climatology. Climatology, it is a distribution of temperature, wind, rainfall, all those things. And the next important is pedology. Pedology, as the name indicates, pedology is a science, is a study of soils, or the soil science. Biogeography is the next one. Biogeography is the distribution of flora and fauna. You know what flora means? Plants, and fauna means animals. So the animals and plants distribution around the world is talked under biogeography. And next is paleography. As the name indicates, paleo means stone age, age based, right? So it is a study of geography in the past geological ages. So that is paleography. So these are the main highlighted branches related to the physical geography. Just go through these important points. Don't forget the name of it and the branch and the study. And next we will talk about the human geography. So what is human geography? Human geography, you know what, people evolved. Evolution of human beings happened in this planet, and what they did was they created their own living atmosphere. They changed the distribution of everything. They changed the spatial organization. They started to build their own building, their houses, everything. So it's also affecting the geographical structure, right? So that's why there is a separate study of geography in this aspect, that is human geography. So there are 9 branches for human geography. As you can read, economic geography, cultural geography, historical geography, anthrogeography, demography, settlement based geography or settlement geography, agriculture geography, urban geography, and political geography. So among this economic geography, definitely it's deal with the man's activities in improving his materials, life, etc. And the cultural, it is also known as the social geography, and it definitely based on the aspect of humans' habitat, clothing, food, shelter, skill, his language, religion, etc. That is in cultural. Historical geography, it's describing the picture of a region or area. So it gives an important clue in understanding the region as it views at present. So that is history related. Then next one is anthrogeography. So anthrogeography, it is a distribution of human communities on the earth. So how it's connected with the environment and all. And next one is demography. Demography is study of different aspect of population, like birth rate, death rate, age composition, etc. That is demography. Next one is settlement geography. It is a study about the size, form, and function of settlement of human beings and their growth and all. Agriculture geography connected to the farming and system and developments of those points. Urban is the next one, is based on the concept of location, interactions, and accessibility, etc. And the last one is political geography. It is the study about the government, states, and countries, etc. So these are the main aspect of human geography. And the other branch of geography is the systematic geography and regional geography. So, systematic geography is very simple. It is systematical study of relief, drainage, climate, vegetation, soil, mineral wealth, agriculture, industry, transport, trade and commerce, and population. So, this systematic based systematic style of geography is also called as, also this method of studying is also known as topical. It is this is also known as topical approach, and it is also called as general geography. And the next one is regional geography. This geographical branch aims at identifying geographical factors or component of any area. So there are lots of advantages and features for this type of geographies and all. And the last one among our discussion, that is cartography. Cartography, you know what? It is drawing, mapping it. Like it started in India during the Akbar time period regime. So it is a science and art of drawing maps and chart on selected scale. It's a mathematical geography, and it is the most similar to maps and interpretation, and also describes statistical data. Remote sensing, geographic information systems. Remote sensing and GS also important study of geographical problems and all. So these are the main basic fact and the terms related to geography. And now what we are going to do now we are going to discuss about the maps of India, basically. So we are only focusing more on Indian geography other than world geography. So there are two types of maps. That is one is political maps and next one is physical map. As the name indicate, political maps connected to world, country, boundaries, etc. And physical map is related to mountains, river, features, etc. So this is the political map of India. As you can see, there are states, there are boundaries. The new state Telangana. So these are the boundaries. The neighbors. We are sharing the neighboring. We are sharing boundaries with neighbors. China is there, Myanmar is there, Sri Lanka is there, Nepal is there. So that is what they are talking about. That is political map. Next one is physical map. It is totally different from political map. So here you can see, the river flowing, Chambal, Ganga, Yamuna, Indus. So and also the land masses there. Okay, the mountain peaks, international boundaries. So that is a physical map. So what you have to do when we deal with the geography and other topics, you have to buy an atlas. So buy one Oxford Atlas, a personal copy with you always, and always cross check when you read some points from a book or something, and find the place find the place that what that are you are discussing or you are reading somewhere. So find that place in the map. So map reading is very important for when we go for a civil service preparation. Very important. And now I am going to discuss about the latitude and longitude. So latitude, as you can see in first globe, first side, you can see here, there are parallel lines. Okay, the zero is a parallel line. Zero is parallel line. Okay, and then 30, and in between there is one more line. Then 60, then 90. So these parallel lines is called as latitude. And in the second figure, you can see there is vertical lines from top to bottom. So this vertical lines is called longitude. And you have to by heart the number. You know what? When we discuss about the latitude, the 0 degree latitude is called as equator. And you can see on the top of it and the bottom of it, that means northern portion of the hemisphere and southern portion of the hemisphere. Northern portion 30, 60, 90, and southern portion minus 30, minus 60, minus 90. And likewise in the case of longitude you can see there is a prime meridian. Okay, so prime meridian is here. So prime meridian, in this prime meridian, from right side you can see, to the right of the prime meridian you can see 30, 60, 90, 120, 150 and 180. So that is an angle, longitudinal concentric circles moving up, imaginary lines moving up. The same wise in the left side you can see minus 30, minus 60, minus 90, minus 120, minus 150 and minus 180. So this is latitude and longitude. This is very important for our preparation. So you have to be very clear about this topic. So when we consider the world map, you can see in this figure there is one equator. Okay, that is 0 degree, and to the north of the equator you can see some latitudes, and south of equator there is also some latitude. And definitely, you know what, India is far away, you can see here, far away from the equator, 0 degree latitude equator. So it is little far away. And you can see this is Africa. You can see Africa, the equator almost cutting Africa in the half. And in the South America, you can see the South America, this is South America. And in South America, you know what, the top of there is a line cut by equator. So you have to be very clear about this line, and through which state, which nation these lines are going through. So in detail we need to know about the longitude and the latitude. You can see there's equator 0 degree, equator 0 degree, and the top of it is 23 and a half degree. Okay, so equator is there, 0 degree, and then comes 23 and a half degree north, that is called as Tropic of Cancer. And then comes 66 degree 64 degree and 34 minute in the Arctic Circle, and the top of it is North Pole. Okay, and likewise in the bottom you can see 23 and a half. 23 and a half is what? 23 and a half, it is Tropic of Capricorn. And then comes 66 and a half and the South Pole. So that is longitude and latitude, very clear about this fact. And what I'm dealing with, you know what, I change, you can imagine from in this figure. See, definitely there is a sun is here. Okay, and sun rays will fall on the earth. So definitely you can find a sun over there, and the sunlight will definitely hit on the equator. So equator line is the point where the sun radiations or the incoming sunlight is getting more. And definitely the northern pole, towards the northern pole, the light is very less. So that means incoming solar radiation, we call incoming solar radiation as insolation. So that insolation is very high in equator and very low in poles. Okay, and close to the Tropic of Cancer it is almost moderate. So that means based on the sunlight that is falling on this planet or floating on this earth, we can separate the total globe into 3 different zone based on temperature, 3 different zone. As you can see in this figure, the red shaded zone, that is the top of equator and the bottom of equator, that area, that means between Tropic of Cancer 23 and a half degree and between 23 and a half degrees south. So between Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, you can see a red shaded area. This area is getting the maximum incoming solar radiation or insolation. So this area is very hot. We call this area as tropics. Okay, and just above this area you can see north and also in the southern area between 23 and a half degree and 66 and a half degree, there is a zone called as temperate zone in yellow shaded region. So temperate zone means what? They are moderately little less than, that means warm area, we can say as warm area. And between 66 and a half degree and also 66 and a half degrees south, it is cold area, so we call it as polar zone. So definitely you have to by heart the range and the value and the degree. First one is tropics, second one is temperate zone, and third one is polar zone. So don't forget these 3 zones, it's very important for our preparation. Okay, and next one, based on this zone you can find the world map. Okay, so world map we can connect with this zone. So you can see the half of it, the India is here. Okay, and half of India, so almost half of India, you can see half of India, sorry, half of India is in temperate zone and half of India is in tropical zone. So equator is passing almost half through the half of India. So equator is cutting India in exactly half. So we can say that India is a combination, India is a place, it's where the combination of tropic and torrid zone is there. So, and likewise you can check the African continent. Most of the African continent are in torrid zone. This is the highlight point. So when we discuss this figure, and you have to read and follow the atlas along with the session. Then only it's very clear for you to find that which nation is in which zone, which nation. See, you can see the Russia. Russia is here, and most of the Russian continent is in frigid and temperate zone. Okay, so likewise you have to go through all the states and all the nations and be very clear about which zone and which frigid is it of torrid or torrid zone or frigid zone or which temperate zone, which state or which nation in which zone. So that is very important when you read with the atlas also. And you know what, the earth is not exactly a straight line, it is slightly tilted. As you can see in this figure, the equator is slightly, you can see the equator, and the position of earth is not perpendicular, it is slightly tilted. So that is, tilted means 23.5 degree around its axis of rotation. That means it is tilted. It is called as wobble effect. So definitely you heard about the wobble. So earth is rotating like a wobble. So it is called, this effect of earth rotation is called as wobble effect. And definitely you don't forget, earth is 23.5 degree tilted. So this tilt of earth is very important when we check out the season change of the planet. As you can see, the north pole is passing through the equator, okay, and equator is here and it is slightly tilted. That means if the sun rays will come and fall on this equator in this position, you can see, I just draw a straight line that is connecting the poles. Okay, as you can see, if I draw a straight line, as you can see, the southern portion of the planet, southern portion of the earth is getting more sunlight, okay, and the northern portion is getting very less sunlight. That means this is the northern axis pole, and this much area the sunlight is falling, okay. But if you check the northern hemisphere, only this much area the sunlight is getting. So that means if the earth is slightly tilted, means the sunlight will come, sunlight will fall on the different portion in different distribution. So it is not uniform all over the planet, it is slightly changes. So that is the highlight point of the slitter. So you can see in this figure, it is exactly correct. So suppose just imagine that the sun is in the middle point. So the sun is in the middle point, okay. So here is the sun, and so sunlight is falling through the sunlight is coming and it falls on the planet earth. So as you can see, the total time for the earth to revolve around the sun is almost 365.25 days. So it is about 1 year. So that's our 1 year. 1 year means what? 365 days. So 365.25 is there. So that's that much time the earth will take to revolve around the planet. So as you can see in this figure, so earth needs that much 365 days to revolve around this sun. So when it is revolves, just because of this tilt, as you can see in this figure, in December you can see here the southern portion of the southern hemisphere is getting more light than the northern hemisphere. Okay, so just have a close watch. So it is in December time period, the southern portion is getting more light and the northern portion is getting very less light. So less light means incoming solar radiation is very less in the northern hemisphere and incoming solar radiation is very high in the southern hemisphere. So you know that India is in the northern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere is getting very less incoming solar radiation, that means very less heat. So we are in a cold situation. So we call it as winter. So in the December time period, so India is in the northern hemisphere. India is getting only very less sunlight just because of the tilted position of earth. Okay, so India is in cold situation, so that's why it's called as winter. So in late December, the northern hemisphere is winter season and the southern hemisphere is summer season. So the opposite is in the June. So you can see the next figure, Okay, in the June time period, the Earth is in the different position from the sun. That means Earth is revolving around this sun. So it is now in a different position and it is slightly tilted. So now you can see in this figure, the northern hemisphere is getting more solar radiation than the southern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere is getting more solar radiation, means more heat in the northern hemisphere. So northern hemisphere is now in a summer situation. So India is in northern hemisphere, so definitely summer in northern hemisphere. So India is also having summer. So that's why in June, so we are having the summer situation starting. Okay, and in the southern hemisphere it is winter. So this is the figure. This is the figure of the seasonal change of India. Seasonal change of India, not India, all the world. So this is the change. Summer, you can see in this figure, it's winter change to autumn, autumn change to summer, summer change to spring. Okay, so summer change to spring. So that is a highlight point here. So you can also cross check this figure where the Tropic of Cancer is there, equator is there, and Tropic of Capricorn, and sunlight falls on the earth on June 21st, and how the sunlight incoming solar radiation is on the earth on summer situation. Okay, so here is the first June situation, and here is the second case, that is in December situation. Okay, so these are the main highlight of the earth movement around the planet. Go through this go through these videos again and again. So read it carefully and wait for the questions. Do it. Okay, in the next class we are going to discuss about the universe, basic facts, galaxies, asteroid, earth and season. So keep watching. Thank you so much.